going now.
Breathe. Just breathe. Reach out with your feelings. I'm afraid if I reached out with my feelings right now, I would strangle technology. It's 103 degrees where I live again, so you will hear a fan. You will hear probably ice from iced tea that I have. It's because it is barbaric weather. How's the weather where you live, Luthien?
Low 70s. Yeah, guys, I can see the chat now. It's scrolling well.
$103 degrees, Real Farm Boy. 103 degrees. Let's see who we have here. We have Real Farm Boy, Lady D. What's up, Lady D? Diminished Comet, Stephanie S, Westminster Abbey, Maria Miles, Fanchella Mata. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't,
Pink Ray. Hold on. Pink Ray's Doodle Donut.
Cute,
love it.
Cute. Caitlin
Kalela,
Allison,
Marjorie, Bookworm, Caitlin, Rural, Gabriella, Amanda, Casey, Whisper in the Night, Carissa, Gwendy. Nice. Oh my God, everyone. Go onto our Instagram if you can and look at Gwendy's newest little art, comic, whatever. It's amazing.
Oh.
It has everything to do with Lion King. It's brilliant. So good. Gwendy, you're a mad genius.
Yes, she is. Her Tumblr is just amazing. If you need some Reylo, if you're just dying for some Reylo information, or you need Reylo fan fiction or Reylo art, Reylo news, Gwen Dee 85's Tumblr is just a treasure trove of Reylo-dom. It is the
Gwendy
mecca.
Goes newish. Yeah, newish enough.
Post some things, but when I do, I visit Gwendy's, and because that's one of the main meccas of Gwendy's, of Reylo. So thank you, Gwendy.
Oh, she said, I can't take all the credit. It was Buff Shipper who tagged me in a post for the idea. Well, thank you, Gwendy, and thank you, Buff Shipper.
It takes a village. Brilliant. It takes a village.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what time is it? 5:52. We got 59 people in here. Only 14 likes. Come on, guys. Smash it. YouTube's being all sorts of YouTube.
We love YouTube.
We love YouTube so much that we want you guys to like our videos and live streams too. Just as much as we love YouTube. Love YouTube.
We love you, YouTube. We love you, Google.
Yep.
Oh, and
so smash that button.
Moderators, again, I feel like a broken record, but if you could be looking out for any comment of I'm trying to think of a way that the bots won't hear me, of an adult nature. I think that's safe. Then please delete that, and we have to be really careful too, because we just talked about a family in our last one, and it or what happens to make a family, and Google got us.
Oh, Jordan, I'm listening to Do Back Discussion and Girls with Sabers at the same time. Yes, guys, we just did a Reylo Part 3 collaboration with Do Back Discussion Network with Jared from Do Back, Matt from Blue Bantha Milk Co., and Maddie from Doing Talking. And it was a lot of fun. They just released it. You can find them on dobackdiscussionnetwork.com, on Spotify, iTunes, I think, as well. So, yeah, definitely catch the collab after you listen to our live stream.
It was so much fun. It was madness, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
If you could imagine all of those talkers.
Yeah,
podcasters.
Yeah, it was a lot. But it was a lot of fun, too.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So more Reylo goodness for you guys. We've had a lot of Reylo naysaying in the last couple days, but we've also had a ton of awesome Reylo-ness since our last live stream as well. First off, Nerdist coming in hot. Our girl Lindsay Romaine dropping some more Reylo tea with why Reylo is necessary. Hold on, let me actually get the exact. Yes. Why Reylo needs to happen in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Nerdist totally promoted it yesterday at 12 p.m. On Twitter and on their website and blah, 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 blah. It is awesome. The whole article makes the case for Reylo, and she's amazeballs. I mean, right away when I saw it, I'm like, dude, this has Lindsay's name all over it. And sure enough, it's her article from June 12th, but they re-promoted it yesterday. The case for Reylo in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So that was from June 12th, but they re-promoted it yesterday. Nerdist themselves, not just Lindsay, Nerdist Twitter account re-promoted it. So that's awesome. Awesome news that an entity as big as Nerdist is re-promoting a story from pushing 2 months ago.
Because they're not denying their feelings. They know
Correct.
It's true. They're not in denial like many. And I think some of these websites and channels and podcasters, I think they're a little bit afraid or hesitant to come out Reylo because of the backlash. So I hope some of them will follow the way of the Nerdist and proclaim it, because it's happening. Reylo is happening.
Yeah. Last night there was at Ray's Republic found this in one of the official Star Wars Insider magazines, and you open it up, and in one of the sleeves it says "Woman as Temptress," and it's a picture of Rey and Han and the Falcon. Oh, Allison with a super chat. Rey plus Kylo equals babies times parentheses uncle babysitter Chewie.
Yeah, I have that magazine. It's from, and I bought it because it had Kylo Ren on the cover. It's from
Thank you for the super chat, Allison.
It's from the Star Wars official magazine. I believe the number it's issue 179. I'll put that in the comments. But if you're interested in the hero's journey and Joseph Campbell, that article is about how Kylo Ren is on the path to the dark side. But interestingly, it uses this hero cycle in discussion of him. It doesn't use the villains or the traitor cycle.
Also, if they're related, why would she be called the Temptress?
Yeah. I will say, and it needs to be said because I was very tempted to bring that article up. That was written earlier this year.
Correct.
And there are other little segments in that same article that are very much anti-Bendemption, or can be read as anti-Bendemption. So just take that article with a grain of salt if you're Save Ben Solo and Bendemption, because there are a lot of...
Well, my biggest thing is what it says at the end. It says, woman is temptress. In The Force Awakens, Ren is distracted by the woman who flies the Millennium Falcon. Rey is the temptress that lures Ren away from his quest to find and kill Luke Skywalker. If he hadn't abducted her and awakened her Force powers, things might have gone differently. In The Last Jedi, Rey stands before Kylo Ren in Snoke's throne room, asking him to join her to save the remnants of the Resistance fleet that is being destroyed by the First Order. Listen up. She represents trust and unconditional hope that he can return to the light. It goes on from there, but point being, the operative word here being unconditional hope. Mm-hmm. Yova in the house.
Hey, what up, Yova?
Yeah. And welcome everyone else who is in the stream. I see you guys. Trust and unconditional hope that he can return to the light. That to me, again, woman as temptress. You would not call your sister that. You would not call your cousin that. I don't know. I think that's very telling. The choice of words they're using. You still with me, Em?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because I don't know how to put this. I would be... In Archetypes, it's like goddess, just like how Leia was the goddess to Luke in A New Hope. Temptress can also be the same, in an archetype way. So, but I would say that you have so much more, just like you have the goddess, you have so much more evidence that in this temptress connotation, it is a romantic connotation, not just the word temptress or goddess. That's why I wanted to be careful with what how I was going to say this, because I didn't want to sound like I was contradicting you, because I wholeheartedly agree with you. Mm-hmm. But if you ever discuss this article with an auntie, I would phrase it as there is a definite romantic component, just because of the word awakening. Even in the Force Awakening, there is this issue of being awakened to love. And you have that metaphor all the way through both movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I suspect the author of that article was told to write it in such a way of like, write this very ambiguous, write this in a way that he is going to go dark, because that's the whole article's name, is Kylo Ren's path to the dark side. Which I think, mm-hmm. I think that's such a cool like point of view, where it's that from a certain point of view, we think of being somebody of light, the temptation is to go to the dark, where Kylo Ren sees it as the opposite, like his spiritual path is to the darkness. Why Rey calls him to his true nature, which is of light. I mean, I know so many people are like, but Kylo Ren, Ben is dark. I don't think he's dark. In his description, we've said this time and time again, his mother saw him as a band of light with a vein of darkness. I think Ben Solo's natural inclination is of the light. I think he was just given some wrong teaching that because he struggled or he had a vein of darkness, that was something wrong that he needed to eradicate. And because he couldn't eradicate it, it literally tore him in two, where he just felt like, well, I have this vein. This vein become a band of darkness, and it suffocated the light of Ben Solo that is trapped inside. So I think he feels like it is his spiritual agenda to be dark. That's what the Force wants him to. But it's his light side. It's his Ben Solo calling him home. And how beautiful is it that she was the one in his home? The Falcon is necessarily, I mean, it's definitely his home. She's actually preparing his home. She's fixing it. She knows it. She's been exploring it as a child. Like, she's preparing the nest. It's such a beautiful metaphor that they're building in this saga.
I see a lot of people coming into the chat now, which is amazing. We had to start early, guys, who are just coming in. I've seen a lot in the chat saying they're bummed to come in late and they're missing things.
You did. Don't worry.
We do apologize. We had some hiccups. Our normal way we stream has been discontinued. So we had to quickly find a new way to get the stream out. And we did, but when we did, we wanted to make sure everyone could hear us, the people who were just hanging out in the chat and waiting. So we decided we had a little less than 15 minutes before the stream started. We didn't want to lose the stream by stopping it and then starting again at our regular pro mode start time of 6 o'clock. So that's why we started a bit early. We did chit-chat a bit before that. But to catch people up, the things that we've already talked about were Lindsay Romaine's article on Nerdist about why Reylo is necessary in The Rise of Skywalker. We just touched on that a bit, calling her out, saying it was absolutely amazing. The article itself was from June 12th, but Nerdist yesterday at around noon, I think, Eastern time or Central time, no matter, but they re-promoted that article again, so, which is absolutely amazing. And then we were just talking about an article that showed up in a Star Wars Insider magazine a couple months ago. We were just finishing talking about that as well. So you have not missed much that we've discussed yet. So that's really what we've been talking about.
If you want to read that article yourself, you can download the Star Wars Magazine official app, and you can download any of the past issues on your phone or tablet.
All right, so we got some super chats. Yep, I see it. From Tasty Waffle, super chat, thank you so much. Hi there, Girls with Sabers. I'm new. Oh, well, welcome. And I was against Reylo up until recently. My mind has been changed thanks in no small part to your podcast.
Oh.
I'm going to start crying.
Oh.
That's amazing, Tasty Waffle. Now I want waffles.
Nope, don't start on that.
I can't.
Stop!
But thank you so much for your super chat. Welcome to our channel.
Yes.
Welcome to this community. And Reylo is about love and acceptance. And we're so, like, humbled isn't even the right word to describe our feelings right now about how our videos have changed your thought process about this couple. But all I can say is thank you. And you're welcome.
We just, part of we talked about, we wanted to provide a welcoming, positive atmosphere, no matter if you were a Reylo or not.
Mm-hmm.
But we were hoping that we could help people see another side of Reylo and look at it from an academic, psychological perspective, and that's been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So again, thank you so much for your super chat.
Yes, thank you.
I see our moderators are doing a fantastic job. Thank you guys so much. Another super chat from Amy Showers. I say Ben Solo / Kylo Ren is actually of the gray. That is why he is so conflicted. He is being pulled by both ends when he should be allowing them to be balanced within him. Oh, Adat chat's in here. Herpty derpty, he's listening while he drives at light speed. Dude, don't drive fast. Don't take chances. Take your time. Listen to our stream, man. You got a new house and a wife and a lovely child and a baby on the way to get home to. So don't drive fast. Okay.
Super.
And don't drive angry.
No. We do not condone road rage on Girls with Sabers.
Drive's good for a quadruped.
Yes.
Sorry. I just like to bring it up.
I love it. He says,
Groundhog
take it all and buy cake. Ooh, cake. Waffles and cake. This has become a temptation now.
Someone just said, cake is love, cake is life. Molly. Yep. Oh my god. But anyway, so back to
ice cream cake. In 103-degree weather, I think that would pull. Just go into.
Adat, thank you so much for the super chat. Back to Amy Showers. Super chat, which thank you so much, Amy. I think Rey, they're dual protagonists. We know this. She is the catalyst for his change. Ultimately, he's going to need to make this change himself.
Yes.
She is the goddess. She has ascended. Not that she's not going to have her faults in this next film, but she has made her choice as far as what side she's going to be on. As far as Ben Solo, I truly feel once Ben Solo is balanced, the Force will be balanced.
Exactly.
Because he is an insanely powerful Force user, and he is a Skywalker. Yeah, he's a Solo, but he has the Skywalker blood. We saw what was happening in the Force when Anakin became imbalanced. Everything around him was becoming very chaotic. So it was his imbalance was that, I'm trying to think of the word, not a harbinger, but, you know, if Anakin were to be balanced within himself, I don't think anything could have stood in his way. But he was very imbalanced. Ben Solo's the same way. When Ben is balanced, and because Rey is there to help him be balanced, not that he can't do it himself, but he needs that goddess. He needs that driving force, which is exactly what Joseph Campbell said the goddess does. The woman in this male hero's journey is always the goal, is the end goal, what he is striving for. So he's going to want to change because of her. And because it's necessary and because it's right. I hope that made sense.
I think it makes sense. I just think if you look at what Star Wars teaches, like what Yoda learned that the shadow, the ego, the darkness lives in us all. But to be balanced, you lean towards the light while recognize the shadow. Mm-hmm. And it's like that band of light with a vein of darkness. Yes, does he have darkness? Yes, he needs to be balanced. But I don't think balance means... I don't think balance means like all the time gray. Does that make sense? Like gray to me... I'm trying to say this. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to stop. Because it's so abstract, I need to write it down instead of just say it from my head.
Write it down and we'll make a video about it.
Yes. Go watch Balance in the Shadow. That will clearly articulate what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, we already did write it down, and we wrote it down.
Totally plugging. Go watch our video, Shadow and the Balance, if you have not already.
Because that's what we have to say, and that's the personification of the Force. You can say when Ben is balanced, a Skywalker was to bring balance to the Force. So a Skywalker is a personification of how the Force wills it. And the Force wills it to be a balance. Oh my gosh, I just said it. Thank the Lord. It's like my brain was like Alice in a Wonderland.
You ride that wave of ecstasy. I'm going to get to the next super chat. From Christina B. Thank you so much for your super chat. What if the Resistance tries to claim the army that is in the unknown regions? Like the clones fighting for the Jedi, Resistance and Kylo racing to claim an army that, surprise, belongs to Palpatine. Ooh. That is dope. I'm not gonna lie. I love that idea of that mirroring the prequel trilogy. All of a sudden, they're both racing to get more troops to lay a final blow to help end this thing, and they come to find out that it's not anyone's, and it is Palpatine's, and they're here to up. I mean, that is totally plausible. Totally plausible. I don't know. I really love that idea, but now that we saw, it's got to be something more than the Sith troopers that we just saw, because why would they give us a huge look at Sith troopers if I feel that could be something that was like whispered about, and then it'd be a huge reveal. I don't know anything anymore. I just really do like that idea, though.
The possibilities are infinite.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, all of these ideas are great, and I can see them working out beautifully. Mm-hmm. And that's what's fun about the speculation, is we're like, ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. So we'll just have to see. Adat Chat is bringing some interesting theories to this. Have you been reading those, Luthien?
No, I was on the last super chat.
So I'm going to read, because he has several little fragments. He says, I think the Resistance tasked Rey with finding a Kyber memory crystal. The crystal Palpatine stole, which gives info to all Force sensitives. Very interesting, Triplet. Very interesting. What do you think of that, Sister Reylo?
I like that too. Oh my God. See, Ada, you need to get your new house in order. The baby needs to come and be healthy. And Mama needs to be healthy too, and everyone's fine and well. And we need to get on a stream together again because we miss you so much.
Jump on Skype. You can join us for like how much time you have, like 5 minutes, brother.
Oh my God, man! Just jump on Skype. We just need you to use your words.
We need you. Hey. Friend, have you seen a lot of discussion of Dark Dameron in the chat today? There is a lot of Dark Dameron going on.
No, but I love me some Dark Dameron ideology, folks.
Yes, and I know there's some of you blessed Reylos out there that don't like Dark Dameron, so just earmuffs. Well, I'm just only going to say one thing. not only does the Nerdist promote Reylo, but the Nerdist also promotes Dark Dameron. The Nerdist is the one that wrote the article about how if you look at blood count or body count as being the mark of the villain in The Last Jedi, Poe Dameron is responsible for the greatest amount of death in The Last Jedi.
I just want to say real quick that AT-AT, if you're still driving, don't do this.
No,
also,
no.
we of course want your house and your child and your pregnant wife to come first before hanging out with us.
Yes, priorities. I'm sorry, I did not mean to lead AT-AT astray.
Yeah, we're not like, oh my god, you need to like come back to YouTube now, like yesterday.
No, we're not.
Dude, he's got complete domestic obligations and that comes first.
Exactly.
We just really miss him. We can still miss him, right?
Right. No.
We just can't wait till he comes back.
We didn't mean to promote irresponsibility.
What? I hate. Yeah, Molly, just say dislike. I think you use the word hate too much. So I think just say dislike with a passion. We don't want YouTube to go, like look at all these words going, well, yeah. Oh, you're in traffic, so it's all good. Okay. As long as you're texting responsibly, as in wheels aren't spinning.
Full stop. Yeah.
Full stop.
Yes, full stop.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't want to be. I feel bad now. I'm sorry.
Oh, no Skype on the phone though. You know what? It's all okay. It all works out for the best. You drive. You listen to us. Text when you can, because dude, we can't tell you what to do. But yeah, just be safe. Just be safe.
Yeah. Dell, just pull off for a minute or 20.
It all depends on where he is. In Boston, sometimes you cannot get off the interstate.
Yova, Reylo is real and wins. The rest is fan fiction. Yeah?
Anyway, Dark Dameron. Who said Dark Dameron?
Oh gosh, there's been like several comments of Dark Dameron, even before I mentioned it. It was awesome. It was like Dark Dameron and paralleling Vanity Fair, Dark Dameron and talking about how Poe looks like Gaston. I mean, it was...
ends in an O-N, Dameron ends in an O-N. I'm just like completely reaching.
I don't know why I'm speaking about it so much. The person who is the Dark Dameron guru is on the other end of this line. Luthien is the Dark Dameron.
Oh, stop it.
Specialist.
Stop it.
That's her
Stop
field.
It.
I'm just in the canoe beside her, paddling, just rowing along the Dark Dameron canoe.
We're supposed to see extremes.
Yes.
All of this is extremes. Rey is the extreme of the light. Kylo is the extreme of the dark. And it wouldn't be a film if we didn't see the other extremes going on. We have the Resistance. We have the First Order. Who's going to be the extremes of both of those? Poe Dameron and Hux.
Yeah. Oh, can we talk about Hux? Can we talk about Hux? Yes. Yes. And don't Milo me this time.
Okay, I Milo'd myself last time.
You Milo'd me, because I was like...
I Milo'd you, I Milo'd myself, Milo Milo'd himself, Milo Milo'd us. I couldn't stop him from jumping up and literally walking in front of my microphone.
We need Milo merchandise. Yes,
we do.
Yes, because Milo is very mischievous, and Milo, steals everything. He steals the spotlight.
It needs to say on a shirt, Reylo is and get, and then stop, and on the back it goes, Milo, get away.
Milo, yes.
Milo, get away.
He's so beautiful. If you ever see a picture of Milo, he's just a fluff ball of greatness. He's such a cute cat.
Oh, Rey.
What's a real farm boy? What's a Milo? Milo is one of Luthion's cats, and Milo likes to interrupt our podcasts and our live streams all the time. He likes to get in front of the microphone and take over, and he's just a furball of awesomeness and orneriness. But okay,
Kylo loves him.
Yes, Kylo loves Milo. Milo is a very good ASMR therapy cat for Kylo Ren. But anyway, so you can hear this. You can hear this theory on our due back discussion, but we'll just talk about it here because there was some development in our discussion that wasn't recorded, and we never got to fully discuss this.
Yes.
But okay, so what I was thinking is, the rival of Kylo Ren has been Hux, and that was cemented in the very beginning in Force Awakens. And you have this rivalry that's been crescendoing since the Force Awakens. I think it would be against storytelling to set that up and never follow it through, or set it up and then it be kind of a blump blump ending. I believe that Hux is the acolyte. I believe Hux is the person that is going to, if someone's going to be possessed by the spirit of Palpatine, I believe it's Hux. Because Donald Gleason has the acting ability and the acting chomps to go full on craziness in that context. And there's very little evidence. I'm talking about evidence. I'm not talking about hearsay, or there's very little evidence that Matt Smith is actually in this movie. Could I be wrong? Could we be wrong? Yes. Mm-hmm. But that's my theory.
I love the theory of Hux ending up being the acolyte. I would love it going two ways. First, he already is the acolyte, as in once Ben killed Snoke in the throne room, I mean, and once, you have Hux standing in front of the body, it would be amazing if the essence of Palpatine just went into Hux at that moment.
Yeah.
And you have that look that Hux has on Crate at the very end. It's almost all-knowing and way more, because Hux was practically unhinged. The look on his face, the pale of his face, the coloring, everything. I mean, he was pretty just ready to go balls crazy. And then at the very end, you see him walk into the doorway, and his hands are behind his back, and he's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just this sinister, knowing look on his face. It would be amazing if he was now the acolyte.
And, sorry guys, my voice is going in and out for some reason, but you have this. Donald Gleason was the one that actually asked for that scene in the throne room for him to reach for his gun, because he said he wasn't supposed to say this, but he said that he asked Rian Johnson for that scene to set up what was going to happen in episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of help people remember that Hux is not just this weak guy that gets tooled all the time, but he actually is a powerful presence, and that anger and that hostility and that unhinged rage is going to be unleashed on Kylo Ren.
Malcolm, Donald said it himself. Hux is a nasty piece of work. Yep. I mean, he and Phasma killed his father. I mean,
And that's the extreme.
Pardon?
That's the extreme right there.
Yes, that is a huge extreme. And you could make the argument, well, Kylo killed his father.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. But he did everything he could to not do that. Until the bitter end.
Right.
So, and we've gone on multiple occasions and multiple records stating why and how. For Hux will do anything to stay in power. The other way I see him becoming the Acolyte is if he is not already the Acolyte. Seeing as he would do anything to stay in power, if he finds out about Palpatine and that he needs an Acolyte, I can see him doing it willingly or almost unwillingly. But people are saying, oh, well, can't you can only be become an Acolyte if you're Force sensitive. We are getting canon now that says everyone has the Force in them. The Force is everywhere. It is the living Force. It's in all things. The way Luke explained it to Rey on Ahch-To when she was meditating, it's like the Force is everywhere. It guides us. You have Obi-Wan saying that to Luke, describing the Force. The Force is everywhere. People have said that about Han. Well, Han needed some type of Force in order to pilot the Falcon like he did. Okay, if you believe that the Force is in anyone, then everyone is of the Force. But you have people who are more sensitive to it than others. Hux, it would explain a lot if he grew up and he was Force sensitive, and then his father hated the Force so much that he found a way to rip it out of someone.
Yeah.
And ripped it out of his son. And his son just was so incredibly angered by that, killed him, but still has that utmost hatred for the Force. But then he still has that darkness in him. So the Acolyte of whoever, Palpatine, SHVP, Sidious, is able to make him a host because of that darkness. So does he use the Force? Does he manipulate the Force? Is he able to wield it like a Skywalker? No. But he does have that darkness in him. Also, that's if he does it unwillingly. Because Palpatine sees that he can be a host. He will do it willingly. Because even though he hates the Force so much and wants to eradicate it, he could be a willing host because the end justifies the means. Because in his mind, he can go, okay, well, I'll be an Acolyte to Sidious, but then, I'll figure out a way to destroy him. Like, I'll just have someone rip him out of me and then he's destroyed. So very blasé and like, oh, I'll get the better of Sidious. But he can't because he's not a Skywalker.
Well, even George Lucas said that anyone could be a Jedi. Anyone could be a Sith. But Force sensitives are a little bit of prodigies where it just comes easier to them so they can achieve better results. Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you're going to talk about the midichlorian count, Obi-Wan Kenobi had a lower midichlorian count. But look how masterful he was of using the Force. But you do have this whole rivalry in The Last Jedi. It talks about how science is the wave, and that these sorcerers of the Jedi and the Sith and whatever Snoke and Kylo Ren are just ancient. But in the Knights of the Old Republic, if you look at that game, Malik, the main villain, finds a way to actually absorb the Force from Half-Life Jedis. I can see Hux doing something like that, where scientifically, I know this is probably madness out there, but scientifically he is able to absorb the Force from Force sensitives.
Bye, Rural. Thank you.
Did we scare you away?
No, I love when we say goodbye or hi to somebody. Like, I actually wave at the TV like they can see me.
I do too.
Well, and Ava Moss had a really good point. Well, if he were force sensitive in the beginning, his father was able to rip it from him, blah, 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 wouldn't we then feel sorry for him? It certainly ends up being like a Billy from Stranger Things type of scenario. But you're correct, Ava. It would make him almost this Byronic type of character.
But he already is that.
He killed his father, and in that ancillary material where we've read this, was it in the Phasma book? I can't remember where it was. It said he had no remorse.
None.
Like, he has had no remorse. He killed his father, and he was ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
Ben Solo killed his father, and it ripped him in half.
That's why I was talking about the extremes. There's one of conscience and no consciousness, callousness, and this ability of, like, Snoke saying it split you to the bone, which means it tore him up so much. It split him on the very core of the marrow of inside of him. But you have that where it is now Hux. There is sympathy for Hux, and it's the same thing with Ben Solo. There's been hardly any discussion about the origin of Hux, but Hux was abused by his father.
Yes.
Hux was basically abandoned by his father. He was born out of wedlock. He was, and I was trying to find an old-fashioned way.
Good. Born out of wedlock is very good and safe for you to.
Exactly. He was born out of wedlock. His father had an affair, I believe, with some sort of.
Bye, Gwendy. Have a safe
Bye,
flight.
Gwendy. We love you. But he was born. His father had a relationship with a kitchen maid that was working for the Empire. So he was basically told his whole life, his father told him that he was worth nothing. And as a child, there were other soldiers of the First Order that saw potential in him. So as a child, he was put in authority to train some of these stormtroopers, and he abused other children. He was a child that abused other children. So there is heartache in Hux. But just like anti-heroes, there are anti-heroes that start out dark, but they get darker and darker and darker, and they die with no remorse. That is very much like the Heathcliff story. Heathcliff gets twisted and more twisted. Like after Kathy dies, spoilers for Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff decides to seek out revenge upon everyone's children. So he decides to kidnap Kathy and Lyndall's daughter, whose name was Kathy. He abuses his son. He abuses his nephew. He's a horrible person. He dies a tortured soul. Is he a Byronic hero? Is he an anti-hero? Yes. But he answers the question, who is the monster and who is the man? He is the monster. Heathcliff is the monster. And then you have the sister, Charlotte Bronte, who wrote Jane Eyre. That's another anti-hero, a Byronic hero. And he answers the question that he is the man. Why? Because he allowed transformation. His heart was longing for redemption. His heart answered the call of the woman to change, to be a better person on his own. Where Heathcliff, all that love did was make him more of a damaged soul. Love can, when it's twisted and corrupted, it has its own tyranny.
Exactly. It's supposed to be tragic. It is very tragic. It's why you have Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, parallel with Hux in this manner. People who have grown up during tumultuous times, both were both had rough upbringings as far as their parents. Ben's parents still loved him, and they were trying to do the right thing. And that is pitted up against Hux. And his father didn't love him at all and abused him physically, mentally, emotionally. But you also, with Ben, you had Snoke or Palpatine, whoever you want to believe, feeding him these lies. And not that he's not accountable for his actions, but it was from before he was born. Hux is an adult and can make his own choices.
Right.
Now, yes, it is very tragic the way Hux started out in life. But he can make his own choices. When you see Ben falter before killing his father, Hux did not falter. But he was such a coward that Phasma did it while Hux watched. And we are meant to see how maniacal Hux is. That whole Hitler-esque scene in The Force Awakens of him rallying the troops, so to speak, that is meant to almost be laughable because of how maniacal it is. It's frightening, and a lot of people did find that it was like, oh, this is very, very Hitler-esque, and it's laughable. But it's supposed to be. It's supposed to make you so uncomfortable that you laugh because your body has no other explanation of what's going on in front of you.
Watch clips of Hitler. Hitler is so over the top.
Yes, over the top.
And almost manic. But that was the style back that time. And,
yes.
And it manipulated millions.
And you will not, sorry to interrupt you, you will not find one person, one history buff, one history teacher, professor, what have you, tell you that Hitler was not a good speaker.
Yeah.
Hitler was a very good speaker, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Hux is the same way. Hux was rallying those stormtroopers and those other troopers to war. It was definitely supposed to mirror it. What you're not going to stand in front of your army and go, let's get them. I mean, you are trying to inspire them to create mass casualties.
The people that he's abused, that he's trained to be abusers, that he brainwashed.
Yes.
And if you look at the visual dictionary for The Last Jedi, it says that Hux is responsible for the destruction of the Hosnian system.
Yes, it never
not
said
Kylo.
Kylo Ren was responsible. And there's a reason. And some of you in the chat even said that in The Force Awakens novelization, he goes to Hux and Snoke and petitions not to destroy these planets, this planetary system. I mean, you even see that when in the film where he says, no, I can get the map from the girl, we don't need to do this, blah, 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 blah. And he even petitions not to have to kill his father.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do this. I can get it. Just give me more time. He's always trying to get around this.
And look
Hux just goes ballistic. And that's a masterful way to showcase there's the difference between Kylo Ren and Hux.
And look at where they were in that scene. Hux literally has his eyes like lighted like a Sith. His eyes turn red at the launching of Starkiller Base, where Kylo is not even on the base. He's on his ship that he shares with Hux. He's wearing his mask. And I would love to see what was under his mask at that time. And I think it was Sorrow, because wasn't his birth planet in the Hosnian system, if I'm remembering correctly?
Yes? Chandrilla?
I think so. I'll have to look that up.
No matter. Knowing his mother and his father, he's been to a lot of these planets. If not multiple. So I'm sure he has a lot of memories from being on certain planets. I mean, what, Hosnian Prime was, yeah, Chandrilla was in a different system. No matter, wasn't Hosnian Prime, wasn't the capital of, the New Republic?
I'm looking it up right now. I'm not sure.
But yeah, no matter. Jay Rossi said, echoing his mother as she watched Alderaan get destroyed.
Oh,
exactly.
Oh, good.
Exactly. Where she outright pleaded. Oh, yes, it is in the Hosnian system, and Chandrilla was the first capital when the New Republic began. Yes.
Thank you. I was like, isn't that...
And the New Republic was in the Hosnian system. Okay, so I'm like totally not losing my brain cells. Interesting. Before going to prison, Stephanie S. says, before going to prison, Hitler was a stutterer. That's right. While in prison, he wrote My Struggle. He came out of prison being able to hypnotize the masses. People believe he became demonically possessed. Well, I mean, yeah, I remember reading that he was a massive stutterer and was teased for it, this and that, and then all of a sudden, bam, it switched.
Yeah.
I can see Hux being the same way, but
and
anyway.
He also had a very troubled childhood.
Yes.
He lost his mother. He was going through a lot of, there's a lot of parallels Hux and Hitler. It'll be really interesting once episode 9 comes out and Donal's able to fully explain
Donal Unleashed.
Donal Unleashed. I love that.
Donal Unleashed.
The redhead unleashed.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Don't cross a redhead.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, they're paired like this for a reason. We see what happens when a man like Hux is given the power and the opportunity to just lay waste. And he does it without batting an eye. He was ready and willing to use Starkiller Base. Ben Solo, not at all.
Yeah.
And I do... For a lot of us, we saw this from the very beginning. We saw Reylo from the very beginning. I do wish they would have given a little bit more as far as Kylo's feelings during The Force Awakens. But I think it'll pay off in Episode 9.
Yeah, that's the reason. I know there's a lot of rumors about Matt Smith, but I really think Matt Smith was kind of a Mara Jade situation. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing a lot of words here in this podcast. Just hang with me. Girl with struggles. But I really, because if you look at that interview with Matt Smith, he talks about how, well, they called for a very long, lanky British man. Mm-hmm. They talked about how they, and I
love the idea that they called for all of this. Matt Smith was brought in and brought out as a teaser, and it was Hux all along.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Totally. You're just doing a much better job. You'll be my interpreter. I'll just stutter away, and you're like, this is what she's trying to say.
Yeah. There's a lot of subtleness. Malcolm just said it. There's a lot of subtleness that has been overlooked. I hope they just go all out for episode 9 and there's nothing subtle anymore.
There was a couple of comments previously that I think it was Alec. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know, and gals. Alec compared Ben to the Apostle Paul.
Yes.
That the Apostle Paul was just basically killing Christians and doing horrible things in the name of, quote unquote, his spiritual mission. But then all of a sudden he saw the light, literally, and it woke him up and he had a complete, utter conversion. So there is a lot of cool parallels there. So kudos to you, Alec. That's awesome.
Yeah. Carrie Thornhill just asked, do you think perhaps episode 9 will be shown from Kylo's perspective rather than Rey's? I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be all of his perspective, but I do feel that episode 9 was always supposed to be from hers. And then The Last Jedi was supposed to be this mixture. Still mostly her, but it was starting to blend, and now we'll see a lot of his memories, a lot of his interactions with people, the Knights of Ren, Hux, whatever else, even the Resistance. I think we're gonna get a lot of him in this film.
Yeah.
It's about damn time.
Well, we're seeing it from Belle's perspective, or Elizabeth's perspective, you know.
Right. Yes.
In Beauty and the Beast and Elizabeth, who the true story was about them, both of them, but it was discovering the male through the guise of the woman.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a very masculine film.
Yeah. They just need to come out of the gate with their sabers and swords and blasters, firing and swinging. It'll be awesomeness.
Yeah. Amy Showers with a super chat. Thank you so much. If episode 9 is from Kylo's perspective, my brain will explode in the theater and I will die again. Whoa. Like I said, there's going to need to be EMTs, like outside of every movie theater.
If there is a scene, if we get several scenes like we saw in the trailer of Kylo just taking that Knight of Ren down, if we get multiple scenes like that, I don't think I can handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't.
Malcolm says, since you guys brought up Stranger Things, do Mike and Eleven give you guys Reylo vibes? Well, Emma's not seen Stranger Things. But I have.
Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Because I do want to see it. I'm just trying to find time to watch it, and time to watch it not at night.
I'm going to say Mike and 11 give me young Reylo vibes. A little bit, yes. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I didn't spoil anything. I just said there are vibes.
There are Reylo vibes.
There are vibes there, yeah.
There are Reylo vibes in so much material.
But everyone should watch Stranger Things. Everyone should. But yeah, don't watch it at night because you're gonna get crazy dreams. So
I already have crazy dreams.
I mean, you don't want more crazy dreams, so just watch it during the day, especially season 3. It was wackadoo.
I didn't know this, but did you know the girl who plays, I think her name, the girl in the sailor dress in Stranger Things, is the daughter of Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, what's crazy is I didn't know that was her. Like, I didn't know
either.
Maya Hawke.
Yeah.
I didn't know that she was their daughter. But while I'm watching season 3 and she's doing all she's doing, especially one of the scenes she has in the bathroom with Steve, the way her face looked, the way she was laughing, or, I mean, they were stoned out on some crazy Russian drugs, but the way she was laughing, the way her mouth moved, I'm like, man, she looks crazy familiar to me right now.
Yeah.
And what it was doing was it was reminding me of Uma in Kill Bill.
Yeah.
So I was just, the minute that I realized that she was Uma's daughter, I saw Uma all over the place. She has a little bit of her dad in her, but oh man, the minute I found out she was Uma's daughter, I was like, dude, she looks almost exactly like she has her mom's eyes and her mom's mouth.
Yeah.
I'm just like, holy cow, I totally saw it. So then, like, all that I'm watching in her acting mannerisms, like, holy cow, her mother's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy
Not gonna lie,
Showers.
didn't really like her as Jo in Little Women,
Yeah.
the PBS or the Masterpiece one. And that's not her as an actress. I just couldn't get into it. But that's because Winona Ryder will always be Jo to me. So
I agree, but it's so sad because I watched an interview with her about Jo, and she said this was the role I was looking forward to the most. Jo was my heroine of my youth, and I actually get to step into my heroine's shoes. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so sad because I wanted to love her in that role.
I did. I really did. I just find it funny that both she and Winona were now in Stranger Things, and they both played Jo March.
Yeah.
Anyway, love me Winona. Love me some Winona. We got some super chats. Let me go back up. We're probably going to go for another 5 minutes, guys. Amy Showers again with the super chat. Thank you. I am watching Stranger Things and have watched it at night, but I'm so exhausted that I don't have enough time to dream, so no problems here. That's good. That's good. It's good to watch Stranger Things and immediately fall into a deep sleep where you can't dream about it. Because it's crazy. Is absolutely crazy. I have never wanted to go swimming, go to the mall, eat ice cream, and have a Slurpee more than watching Stranger Things. Oh, and talk on a crazy, bigger than life ham radio. And watch The Neverending Story.
I love that movie. The 80s fantasy movies were just glorious. They were just glorious.
Oh, Malcolm goes, oh, it's not that bad, Luthien. It was a little disturbing, I'm not gonna lie. There are some things I'm just like, ew, that's really gross. Like, they notched up the grossometer by 10 for this season of Stranger Things, that's for sure.
We're losing FN1189.
Bye, FN1189.
Bye, friend.
We're going to be done in a couple minutes anyway. But, yeah, love me some 80s films. Speaking of, there are many people out there who, and we know Wayward Jedi did it, a couple other channels touched on it, but they really want us to parallel the Dark Crystal with Reylo. So I think you and I are going to have a movie night and rewatch The Dark Crystal, because it's been forever and a flippin' day since I've seen The Dark Crystal. But I think we might have to do some watching and parallel Dark Crystal with Reylo.
I think the last time I watched it was in the early 2000s. It's been that long ago.
I think we need to pull it out.
Yeah.
I think we need to pull it out of the cobwebs of the VHS archives, and Pudding Senpai, I really want to watch the, bye Jordan, have fun at the gym. I think we're going to have to refresh everyone. And I want to watch the Netflix series. It looks amazing. Like, the things they can do with puppets just blows my mind. And that's way up Adam's alley. Plus, if we catch up and we watch Dark Crystal, and we cover it in parallel with Reylo, and then we watch the prequel Netflix series, then we could collab with Ada Chat, because he is way, like, geeking over Dark Crystal.
Sounds good. Anything with fur triplets.
Yep. Totally. Oh, Lori's NJ, or Lori SNJ, but I think it's Lori's NJ, just sent a super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pudding Senpai just said, please do Dark Crystal. Oh my god. Done deal. Think we're gonna have to do this. Think we're gonna have to have a little movie night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Alright guys, I think we hit it. Had some tech difficulties in the beginning, but I think we hit everything we needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you're driving, flying, taking a train, taking a bus, safe travels. And may the force be with you all until our next wonderful live stream. We had 125 people in here at one point, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And we thank all of you. Amy Showers with one final super chat. I cannot believe this is a live stream where you didn't make me pass out. I am shocked, truly shocked. You know, we like to keep you on your toes, Amy. We can't always make you pass out. But who knows, maybe the next one it'll definitely happen. But thank you for the super chat. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We'll let you know when the next one's happening. We love hanging out with you, struggles and all. And may the force be with you, and peace, love, and Reylo.
Peace, love, and Reylo, guys.
Bye, guys.